Unfortunately, I can't leave. I would love to go ahead and just talk to everybody and then just be done and over with and just go. Well, I don't want to push it further. I'd like to just come in. I mean, it's a nice house. I don't want to break down the door or anything.
Hey, my name is Steve Aiken. I'm here with my wife, Deborah.
I'm Deborah Aiken, married to Steve Aiken.
And we had an unfortunate experience with the Sahuarita Police Department back in 2023.
The tools are here. Let her know that if she doesn't open the door, we're going to have to force entry to check both her.
Okay.
We don't want to damage her nice house.
She says, okay, can I come out? And he says, yes, you can.
I told him I'd come out finally, just because I said I'm in a robe, I don't want to come out.
And then you hear some lieutenant in the back,
Breach, move, Oscar, move.
We moved to Tucson right after 9/11. We started this church 15 years ago with nothing. I think we've been in this building probably 6 or 7. We basically cater to the older crowd. The average age, I'm one of the youngest ones in the whole church. So we're non-denominational, we're Bible-believing. So we have a thrift store down at the other end, which, you know, is a income stream for the church, all donations kind of thing. We pay a lot of little old ladies' electric bills and that kind of stuff. All we do is help seniors, basically. That's turned into our mission. It's not what we started out to do, but that's kind of what we do. We had some people here about 6-7 months ago. Their entire house burnt down, and nobody would help them until they got their insurance adjustment figured out. They had nothing. So we gave them everything, beds, everything.
In the world, you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world.
We've been in full-time ministry for almost 40 years.
Sheriff's Department, how may I help you?
Hi, I'm really concerned about my neighbor. I'm hearing the husband yelling to the wife, and it sounds scary. Like, it's very disturbing.
Okay, what is your name, ma'am, just for my call log? I know you want to remain anonymous, but it won't get given out.
I know he's like a pastor. I'm not sure their name, and I don't want them to find out that I called.
Yeah, that's fine. I will just make sure. Just in case officers they need any help finding the house, what's a good callback number for you?
I have to give that?
This whole thing started out as an anonymous phone call, for crying out loud. Oh, he's beating his wife, or whatever they said. I forget that. We have it on tape. Deborah and I were basically in bed. We live alone. Our kids are grown. We have 15 grandchildren, which is kind of cool. I thought I heard her banging on the door. So I went from the bedroom to the hallway where the front door is, and I looked at the front entrance camera. I didn't see anybody. I was like, okay, this is weird. And so I peeked out, and I didn't see anything. So I opened them, and the next thing you know, this flashlight's in my face.
Hello? Hey, police department.
What?
Open the door.
No, who is it?
Police.
What do you want? What do you want?
You guys doing okay?
Yeah, what's wrong?
Oh, we got a call.
All right.
My wife and I were arguing with our youngest daughter about 4 hours prior. We were arguing with our daughter over the phone, basically. And so I said to the cop, I said, are you talking about like 4 hours ago?
Well, who else is in there?
I'm here, everybody's fine.
Okay, I need to talk to them though.
Who do you need to talk to? I'm here.
Well, who else is in there?
Sir, I'm not answering your question. I would like you to leave my cop. There's no problem here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't do that right now.
I'm a retired cop. I know the rules.
Oh, really?
We did have some crying because of my grandson.
Okay.
And there was some wailing and some crying because we think he's got myocarditis from the back. It's horrible. That was about an hour ago.
Okay.
And that's it.
Well, I'll feel a lot better if I can go in there and chat with you, or talk to anybody else who's in there. What?
There's no problem here.
Well, I don't know that.
I didn't call you.
No, somebody else did.
All right. Well, God bless him. I was just getting ready to go to bed. You saw the lights were off. I was in bed, literally, when you rang the doorbell. I'll stay here for a while. I'll stay here for a while.
That's fine. I can do that.
All right.
Who else is inside the house?
I'm sorry?
So who else is in there?
Sir, I'm not answering your question. I respect what you do. I wish you well. I want you to stay safe. I support the cops. But there's no crime here. There might have been some crying over a 12-year-old boy who might not make it through the night, but other than that, there's no crime here.
Okay. Where do you work at?
Sir, I'm not going to answer any more questions. May I go, please? Am I being detained?
Well, you're not being detained right now, no. I'm just trying to figure out.
I wish you a good night. I want to go back to bed.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure that everything's okay. That's all it is, man.
You got my name, you got my date of birth. I didn't even have to give you that, but I don't mind. I appreciate what you do. But there's no problem here. I want to go to bed. I've had a rough night. My grandson's in the hospital.
I'll probably be back here in about 5-10 minutes, okay?
10 minutes. You're going to wake me up again. Isn't that harassment?
Not harassment.
If you come back in 10 minutes, after I'm telling you I'm going to bed, I'm filing an internal affairs complaint, because that's not right.
Okay, that's okay. You can do that. Everything's being filmed.
There's no problem here. There's no crime. I'm sorry somebody called you, and yes, we were very upset when we got the news about our grandson.
Yeah, I can understand that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It is what it is. It's life. You have a job to do. I have a life to live. We intersected. I wish you the best, honest to goodness. But there is no problem here, and I really want to go to bed. I'm telling you, I took medication.
Okay. You got anything else, Woodrow?
He's here.
Okay.
Thank you.
The lieutenant's here. What's up?
Hey, my boss wants to talk to you. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Hey, man.
Hey. Okay, I appreciate that. So, is there any way that we can come in and talk to you? Okay, I would really appreciate it.
No, not happening. In
All right.
your camera, I want you to know
There's no crime here. Nobody came to me with hurt. There was a yell when we found out about our grandson. Maybe that's why they called, but we didn't here.
Okay.
At this point, you're getting close to harassment. Everything's fine.
Okay, so it's not harassment. We ended up talking to the witness, okay? There was a female yelling inside the residence.
That's news to me.
Okay. Who else is inside the house?
Not answering your question.
What's that?
Not answering your question.
I can't hear you, man.
Not answering your question, sir.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I gotta check the welfare of the house, or anybody that's in there, okay? Is there anything that I can say or do for you to open that door so you can come on out and talk to us?
You go to bed.
Okay.
Tired.
I understand 100% that you're tired, but I can't leave. Unfortunately, I can't leave. I would love to go ahead in there and just talk to everybody and then just be done and over with and just go. Well, I don't want to push it further. I like to just come in. I mean, it's a nice house. I don't want to break down the door or anything.
But I even had a newspaper reporter ask me, why didn't you just open the door? And I said, that's like asking me to take the Constitution and just tear it up right in front of you. No, there's a procedure. If they literally thought, and they didn't, but if they literally thought they had an emergency on their hands, there are several things they could have done. If they literally thought they actually had exigent circumstances, then they'd be, but they knew they didn't have it. They could have, within 20 minutes it takes to get a warrant these days? I write about that in my book. No cop ever refuses a warrant, sadly. I've never even heard of a cop refusing a warrant. So it's almost like, but they didn't even bother to go through that hoop.
Good thing. They're not my right.
Okay.
There's no crime. You choose that crime. Nobody like is engaged.
Well, that's what you're telling me, though.
To an extent.
Okay.
So I want to go to bed. I'm telling you, I have medicated myself. And I would like those that.
Well, I can't leave, man.
I don't know who called you. Well, maybe you should have a talk with them.
We did.
Well, I don't know what.
Yeah, we talked to them, and that's what they said. They heard a woman screaming, and that's why we're here.
May I go, please?
I can't leave.
May I go?
I'd rather you didn't. I'd rather you talk to me.
How long are we gonna stand here?
Pardon?
How long are we gonna stand here?
I can stand here all day long, and I can all night long, and in the morning somebody else will come. We can stand here too, but I'd rather not.
You can follow us to work. You can do whatever you want, but that's it.
Okay.
We have a sign on our front door. It's a sign that says we don't take appointments and that there's medical equipment being used here. People are sick. Leave us alone. Here's a number you can call. And then under that is a number of one of my attorneys.
I believe my attorney's number is right on the door here. You give her a call.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. There's nothing here.
When I asked him about it on tape, he says, I don't see nothing. He just lied. You know, I said, there's a number right there. Call my lawyer. We're not doing this. They finally, they said, we're there to check on your wife. We're there to check on your well-being, her well-being. We have to speak to her. Well, I wasn't going to get her out of bed, and my wife, because of her health, she sleeps with medical equipment. I'll just leave it at that. It's a pain in the neck just to go to the potty at night.
I have to put eyes on her. But I mean, if we can, what's that? Is there a way that we can call her and say that we'd like to check up on her?
So the cop finally says to me, well, can we call your wife? I said, she's a grown woman. You can call her if you want to.
I just want to check up on her. That's it. Could you please do that?
Call him. If he wants to talk to you, if you want to talk to
So they start calling her, and I'm standing there talking to the cop, and I know he's trying to keep me at the window, which is fine. I know their games. But I hear my wife's cell phone ringing in the kitchen. So I'm laughing at these guys at this point now because my wife's phone is ringing in the kitchen. They want to talk to her, but they want me to stay there because there's exigent circumstances. I learned later that we could have been being held hostage, according to one of the lieutenants, and that's what they wanted to make sure that, just in case there was some kind of miniature Vietnamese, North Vietnamese guy in there holding us hostage. That could have been, I don't know, but apparently he had reason to believe that.
Okay. All right. Well, let me see if we can give her a call. Is that okay? All right. Hey, hold on, man. So.
Take her phone. She will not be able to answer. She can't get out of bed.
Okay. Where's her phone at?
In the kitchen, ringing.
It's ringing? Okay. You'll take it to her? Well.
I hear the phone ring and cop says, your wife's not answering.
I'm sorry.
I said, yeah, I know she's not answering because I can hear the phone ringing in the kitchen. She can't even hear it and she can't get out of bed by herself.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, hold on. Keep that open. I want to be able to see you when you come back. Go ahead and take the phone. Come back.
So I shut the window and I brought her phone.
Did you already tell him where I'm going to check the work and all that?
Yeah.
Cruz, I'm calling 3 times, no answer.
Yeah, it's because the phone's in the kitchen.
Well, I was in the bedroom. I was in bed. I only had a robe on, too. That was embarrassing because I only had a robe on. I think I just got out of the shower and I took a sleeping pill and I was going to bed and I was looking for my nightgown. But then I hear all this noise, but I didn't go out there because I wasn't feeling too good. And I'm just starting to lay down, but exactly just my slippers and robe. Then finally he came in and got me. He said, the cops are there. And I'm like, what? What are the cops here for? And you told me to talk to them on the phone. And I'm like, what? What am I talking about on the phone for? I was like just confused. You know, I wasn't even awake no more. So I talked to them on the phone. They asked me if I was okay, and I said I was fine.
Hello?
Hi, is this Deborah?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Deborah. This is Officer Woodrow with the Sahuarita Police Department.
Yeah.
Hey, is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Okay, so we got a call
Got
tonight.
some bad news about our grandson.
Yeah, that's what Steve was telling me. I'm sorry to hear that.
And I've been sick, so.
I understand. Look, Deborah, the quickest and easiest thing that we can do so we can get out of here is just to make sure that everybody's okay. Is there any way that you can? Is there any way you can walk to the front door?
I'm in bed.
Okay. Is there any way that you can walk to the front door window just so we can see you and see that you're in good physical condition? As far as, you know, you don't have to open the door necessarily, but as long as we can see you.
Sure, I'm in my pajamas.
I've seen everything. You're just fine.
I think they said to come out to there, and I didn't want to because I wasn't dressed.
Hey, miss, come here. I'd like to chat with you. Can I chat with you separately?
So I realized, so I left. I left my wife sort of at a situation like this front door kind of here. And I left because I knew that they weren't going to be satisfied unless they were convinced that she was autonomously telling them that she's okay. So I leave. I go to another part of the house.
I know that you're saying okay, that you're fine, but I'd like to chat with you separately. Just, we had a witness say that there was some yelling and something happened over here. Can you open the door? What's that? It's okay. I'll only use about 30 seconds of your time. That's all it is.
And I knew the house was a mess, and you know I'm a woman. So nobody wants nobody in the house when your house is a mess.
I've been sick, so I don't like to sit in my house and it's a mess.
Okay. Well, the only thing is, if you can open the door so I can just chat with you, I would like to chat with you separately away from your husband.
Our door is here, and there's like a little window about that big, about this big. And I'm talking to the guy, and he could hear me because I could hear him. And he kept saying, I can hear you, but I was talking loud. I said, everything was fine. I don't know what you're here for. I just want to go to bed.
Miss, can I have you please open the door so I can chat with you separately? And then we can just go home. We can get out of here.
I don't want you in the house.
I can't hear you.
I don't want to see nobody in the house.
Okay. I know. And I'm sorry. I really don't want to bother you. But the thing is I have to check up on you. And I have to make sure that everybody's okay.
All right, first, the tools are here. Let her know that if she doesn't open the door, we're going to have to force entry to check welfare.
Okay.
We don't want to damage her nice house.
So, Miss, right now, if you don't open the door, we're going to have to break it in. I don't want to do that. Okay.
But I'm cold. I'm sitting there.
Okay. Miss, you have a beautiful house.
I don't want to.
Okay. I'm going to have to break in the door if you don't open the door because I just want to make sure that everybody's okay. Okay. But you're telling me this, but I can't verify that.
So finally, after about, I don't know, several minutes, I finally came back. I said, you know what, guys, it's enough. Have a great night. We're fine. No. Well, then now it's escalating. Now I start to see the stack-up line coming out of my thing. I'm like, what the? And now they start threatening. If you don't open the door, we're going to break it down. Break it down for what?
Show her that. She's in the...
Okay. I got both of them at the front door.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and I understand that you're sick, but if you can just give me 30 seconds every time. I just want to go in there. We've been talking for about 15, 20 minutes. I can't hear you, miss.
I've been sick for 3 days, and I feel like I have to mention I don't want people in the house.
Okay. That's okay. I've been to some pretty bad houses. Your house looks very nice. I just saw, I mean, even the living room, it's nicer than mine.
Let them know that we have the
I think he told you he doesn't want her in your house.
tool.
Okay. Yes, so we have the tool to open the door. Okay.
Let her see it first. We got to go. We got ecstasy. We got to move now that we got the right tools. Last warning.
Look, last warning. You got to open up.
He's dealing with a guy by the name of Sergeant Frug at the front window. That's the guy who's doing the negotiations. He was the good cop, I guess.
Last warning.
I'm going to kill off that ring.
Okay, you guys got a stack? Okay.
Lieutenant, on you.
Can I come outside?
Yes, you can come outside if you do it right now.
She says, okay, can I come out? And he says, yes, you can.
I told him I'd come out fine. We just
And then you hear some lieutenant in the back, breach, breach, breach.
Yes, you can come outside if you do it right now.
All right, let's move. Guys.
If you can please open the door.
They're both there.
Breach, breach, breach. Move, Oscar. Move. Move.
Are you kidding me? What the heck?
Put your hands where we can see them. Put your hands where we can see them.
She has a medical condition on her license.
Sir, put your hands where we can see them right now.
She has a medical license on her medical thing on her license.
Come on out here, bro.
You're not giving
You're not
consent.
going back here. You're not
just hurt me. You hit me with a sword.
I understand. Ma'am, come over here and talk to us, okay? Let's get
What
this.
about?
She has a medical, she can't be separated from her medicine.
That's fine. She's just up right out here.
Oh my goodness, you just hurted me. You just hurted my wrist and my arm.
I
And
understand,
my
ma'am.
toe.
Ma'am, listen, okay?
Look,
I'm the force commander. My name is Juan Zamora, okay? I'm the
I
lieutenant
can't
here.
even see you with flashlights in my eyes.
Are you guys like bored tonight or what's going on? Embarrassment in front of my neighborhood. For what?
Listen,
Yeah, listen.
right. The biggest thing was we just needed to talk to your wife, right?
I'm holding the hole.
Thank you, sir.
You got it.
Sorry to the police department. Anybody in here? Come to the sound of my voice.
All we needed was just to make sure that everything was okay. Okay.
We got a call tonight by somebody that was in the area saying the house that has the white thing on the door that says oxygen. I heard a man yelling at a woman. I heard the man yelling, "You don't respect me, you don't something." And the woman said, "No, no, no." They heard some noise. Okay? So they were scared. They called police because they thought that there was a woman getting beaten or getting hurt.
I didn't get hurt. You just hurt me.
Okay.
You hurt me with the door
I
and you cut
understand.
me in my
Do we have
toe.
meds coming for eval? Call meds.
Subsequently, a little later, I found out one of the cops said to another cop, well, we finally got to use the new battering ram. Apparently, they bought a new battering ram that they had to use. Well, here we go. So I had a door available for them, apparently. Bam! They bust the door open. They hit my wife in the side of the face. and they cut her arm right here. Took me down, cuffed me immediately.
But they cut me. I was all cut from the door. I was bleeding, because if you hit hard enough, I'll bleed easy. And my nose was hurting. And I don't even know where he was at that time. A cop grabbed me and they're shoving me outside. And I just didn't know. And I can't walk good, especially at nighttime, I'm worse. And I'm outside in the corner of the house. I didn't even know where he was at that time. And they kept saying, does he hurt you? And I said to the cops, you're the only ones that hurt me today. They were the only ones that hurt me. I'm bleeding and everything. And I couldn't get through to them. They would not listen to me at all.
Do you understand how when the police are
But
told...
do you understand?
Man, let me finish and then you go. We spent 20 plus minutes trying to talk. During that 20 minutes, we were trying to just get access to the house.
I didn't even know you were here.
Okay. We talked to him and we explained, we don't want to damage the house. We don't want to break in.
Well, you just damaged me.
I know.
I was by the door when you broke it in.
I know, and the reason we did that.
My shoulder, my toe, my arm.
And I hope you're not hurt. The reason that we did that, ma'am, is because we could see both of you. And if we hit immediately, there's no chance that you guys could go into the rest of the house for weapons. Does that make sense?
Weapons?
Because we don't know. We're the police. We've never met. I'm assuming you've been married to a police officer, so you know the dangers of the job.
I know the dangers of the job.
He got shot.
So while
domestic.
Well, we could see you both. Because we were thinking, we've never met you. We're thinking this is the suspect.
So you just broke my door.
We've asked him repeatedly to go get you to open the door so we can check in, so that we can make sure you're not hurt.
I'm not hurt.
Because that's our obligation to make
sure.
sure.
I'm hurt. If I was hurt, I'd leave. I don't stay with a person that's violent.
But do you understand how when the police are told?
But do you understand?
Man, let me finish and then you go.
My grandson's in the hospital. Okay. He's mad at my daughter, not me.
Okay. So those are all stressors. What you're telling me are all stressors that can make a person do things.
My husband don't hit me.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that.
I would break for one. I'm 69 years old.
Okay. But do you understand how being police officers that don't know you, that have never met you, that we have a concern that somebody's hurting here?
But you could at least let me move away from it.
How many times did we ask to open the door?
I have no idea.
No, how many times did we ask you to open the door?
I don't remember. I'm all nervous now.
Okay.
You got me all freaked out.
Okay, I'll let you breathe, ma'am. I'll let you breathe. Was it a couple times?
I'm sure.
Okay.
But I told him no because I don't like people in my house when I've been sick for 3 days. I've had a fever. I'm sick.
Assuring you that we're not.
Like I said, no crime committed.
Right,
Nobody's
that's what
in
we
trouble.
Were investigating, right?
Yeah.
We're just making sure everybody in the house is okay. You've been in the field, right? You know exactly what it is. Exigency circumstances.
Yeah.
Saying that a neighbor called and said a woman was screaming. Yeah. Okay.
But she found out my grandson.
I understand that, but we're not here to arrest anybody. We're here to make sure that nobody is hurting inside. Yeah. The fact that you said that there's a lot of people in the house, but you're not talking to any of them.
I never saw it. There was a lot of people. That's fine.
Right. And that's the reason. That's why we're here.
We're all good.
Okay.
I don't think you have any PC. I don't think you have any reason to kick in my door. I certainly don't think you have any reason to search my house.
No one's. We're making sure that everyone is okay that is possibly in the house. Yeah, we're not looking for anything other than that.
I can see.
Okay. So that's the only reason. That's the only reason we're here. That's the only reason we did what we had to do.
No, you don't have to do this. This is overkill.
You're right. We didn't.
This is overkill.
We didn't have to do this. You forced our hand.
They leave me out front in my front yard, in my neighborhood, in my underwear, handcuffed behind my back, while they questioned her. First, they questioned her outside. She wanted to go back in, and this is another thing that made me livid. They're saying they're looking for this, I guess this, ninja Vietnam sniper that's holding us hostage inside of our house. But really what they did is they went around into every room of my house and took pictures specifically of all my weapons. I'm a Second Amendment guy. And so that infuriated me even more.
Got it. Small, clear. Probably garage. Ready, sir?
Ready? Go. Got a vehicle. That's all I see.
Sliding in.
On your 6.
Okay. Hold on 1 second right here, miss. Hold on right here.
You did this to me.
I understand.
I don't know what you did to my arm.
Hold on right here, miss.
Hey, what are you doing in the house?
They're just checking. That's all it is. Come over.
Get out of the house.
You just have to check. That's all it is.
Get out of the house.
Yes, we have to make sure that there's no one else inside the house.
There's no one else in the
Okay,
house.
that's just what we have to do. That's all it is. Okay.
All right, I think you should leave. I'll get the door fixed ourselves.
Well, we have, since we're already there, we're gonna take pictures of it and then we're gonna leave now.
Okay.
You wanna go in there with her? And
Yeah, I'll
watch
go
her?
with this now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any weapons in the house, ma'am?
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Could you get out of the house?
Coming in.
Code 4 on the secondary, Matt?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm going off camera.
Alright, let me just take photos of
I heard the call go out over the radio, all clear. And I didn't know how long, it felt like a half hour, but they kept me in cuffs 14 minutes longer than they even should have after the all clear. I'm out there still in handcuffs, leaning against a hot car. Finally, the lieutenant comes out to me, talks to me. I said, what's the deal? I'm not arguing, I'm having a discussion with him because I said, I cooperated with you. What are you doing? Finally, at the end, he says, well, we have exigent circumstances and this and that. We had to make sure that you weren't being held hostage. And I'm just like, you know, I used to tell the same lies. So I know him when I see him. So I just said, you know where I come from? We only concern ourselves with the Fourth Amendment. And then the guy walks away and didn't even take my handcuffs off. I'm still handcuffed. Every call that you get in this regard, if you don't get in, you crash it. Although you have no probable cause to believe that anyone's being held captive in the room.
Well, in the state of Arizona, we refer to that as exigency. That we need to act because it could be somebody we know that's injured.
But that could be every call you make.
It could be every call like this, and we forced entry on multiple calls like this. That would be absolutely right.
It is what it is. Where I come from, we prefer the Fourth Amendment. Well, I wish you weren't wasting your time here.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I'd much rather be, you know, in my car doing something
Paperwork.
else. Yeah, we'll put it that way. I'd rather be doing paperwork than this right now. But it is what it is, and we just got to see it through now.
It's pretty obvious all they were doing was scouring for some evidence of some crime. I overheard, and I can't find the audio, so I don't know whether it was recorded or not, but I overheard two officers say to each other, what the F is the lieutenant doing? Men and women died to protect that front door of yours, and for them to just breach it like that with no probable cause, to have two officers say, what the F is the lieutenant doing? It just shows me they knew. Mm-hmm. I'm a pastor of a church, and this is what I said to the congregation. If they can do it to me, they can do it to you, and they will. Mm-hmm. There's no going back with cops anymore. It's forward, full speed ahead, end of story. And if you can get a cop to even veer off of his headstrong, whatever he thinks he's going to do, you're very fortunate.
But I told him 1,000 times that nothing was wrong and I was fine and I wanted to go to sleep. And when you take a sleeping pill, you got to go to sleep. You know?
Okay. But we have to do our job.
Yeah.
This is part of our job.
Okay.
Taking
Will I be
photographs.
able to go sleep tonight?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is part of our job to either prove a crime did or did not happen.
There's no crime.
And we had an independent witness that said they heard screaming coming from your house.
That's great.
And they described your house to a T.
So?
And that's why we're here.
What's that got to do with anything?
I'm explaining why we broke your door.
I was standing right there and you knew I was standing there.
Okay.
And you guys hurted me. I'm going to have a bruise tomorrow on my arm. I know that.
Okay.
All right, I don't want you in my bedroom. I saw a guy walk out of my bedroom when I was having a heart attack. So I was able
Literally.
to... Yeah, I got up. And these two big police officers got in front of me. They're already in your bedroom. Then two walked in there, and I said, well, I don't want them in my bedroom. But they practically pushed me back. Now, these two guys, like, walked me back. They were like, I'm trying to get to the bedroom, and they literally stopped me. They were forcing me not to go in my own room and sit back down again.
No, hold on, miss.
I don't
Miss,
want
hold on,
him in
miss.
my bedroom. Get
Okay,
out of my
miss.
bedroom, please.
I can't have you go in there. Okay.
That's my bedroom.
That's okay.
We have to take
Yes.
photos at this point.
The bedroom?
Yes, yes.
Where I sleep?
And he fronted her. He's 6'2". She's 5 foot nothing. I couldn't believe. Anyway, that part gets me a little emotional.
Yes, we were already in there.
I want you out of the bedroom.
We'll be out of your bedroom in 1
I
minute.
want you out of my house.
And we'll be out of the house in a moment as
I
well.
want to go to bed. I have to get up early tomorrow.
I'm glad that you're fine. Have a good night, miss.
Yeah. Sorry you hurt me with the door.
There's a danger.
I was standing right at the door. You
You're-
saw me right there.
There was a danger to that, because we want to be able to see that you guys are there. He's not grabbing a gun or anything to that.
Why would
We
he
don't
grab
know
a
that.
gun on a cop?
Why do people shoot cops? Why do people shoot cops?
Are you kidding me? Well, we're not going to shoot a cop. We respect cops.
I
At our
don't-
church, we got blue flags hanging. We respect
I appreciate the
cops.
support. Thank you.
So this whole breaking in the door thing, is that a state Arizona revised, or is it a Sahuarita policy? If you know.
I'm not understanding the
In
question.
other words, the fact that you thought you had the authority to kick in my door, was that under the revised statutes, or was that a Sahuarita policy?
Well, it's our policy.
It's Sahuarita policy.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So there's nothing in the revised code about it.
We take what we consider the totality of the circumstances, acting upon exigency, because we had a reportee tell us the house with something on the door that says something about oxygen.
Yeah, my wife's sick.
There was somebody yelling. I heard somebody say, "You don't respect me," yelling, arguing. Then I heard something, "No, no, no," and then I heard something break or crash. So we call those clues. Our indication, we're thinking that there's a domestic dispute.
Sure.
We showed up. Officer spoke to you through the window, asked, "Hey, can we come in? Can we clear? Can we make sure nobody's injured?" You said, "We can't come in. You're not opening the door." Our fear is that there was somebody inside that was injured. So we were waiting for the ram is what took so long. Otherwise, we would have been inside 20 minutes ago.
So would you look like fools if there was nobody in the house?
Would we look like fools?
Yeah.
Based on all the information we have, absolutely not.
The embarrassment in front of my neighbors, being in my underwear, horrible, violated.
It was just so embarrassing. And not only was the cop embarrassing, they put us in the newspaper saying that I was beat up at that time. It's very embarrassing. We have a good marriage. And I just feel so embarrassed at the whole town. I mean, I was scared to even go to Safeway because I thought, they know me, I thought they were going to question me, but they didn't, thank God. They were all nice to me because they know me at Safeway, especially during the day. And it's just embarrassing to have that in a newspaper. And you know, we're running a church, we're trying to help people, and they're trying to destroy us. I just don't get the whole thing. I just didn't understand that at the time.
How long did it take you to, I guess, get more comfortable with the community with respect to what you went through?
When he put the video out, he showed pieces of it, because it was pretty long. So he showed a couple pieces of it, and that made me feel like, well, if people watch the video, they'll understand we didn't do nothing, you know? And then the church people encouraged me. And I was scared. I wouldn't even go to a store for a while. I was like upset. Because we have a look that you could recognize. He has a look, I have a look, you know. And you could recognize us anyway. And I was just so nervous to go out in town. So I didn't go shopping. I didn't do this, didn't do that. And I was healthy enough to go shopping then.
I woke up the following night. I guess I sleepwalked, and I was laying in front of my front door. My wife woke me up. I protect her. I don't know, but there I was, laying on the front door. Anyway, it was rough. We're old, too old for this stuff. They were wrong. They were dead wrong, and nobody will stop them.
Well, this shouldn't be going on. I'm a regular person. We don't beat each other up. We love each other, you know? We're trying to help people in town. We help a lot of older people. We have a thrift store that helps people. We support the police officers. I just didn't understand why we're getting attacked like that. It just didn't make sense.
Has anybody ever apologized to you?
No.